So let's start, guys. Let's make a plan. Let's make a geometry, of course, first. Then let's get inside this geometry and let's make a planar patch. Let's make this planar patch horizontal like this, and let's reduce the number to have more primitive. Okay, next let's make a edge fracture. Let's see what piece do we have. Should okay, for now let's leave it like this. Now every fracture is every piece is fracture by itself. Okay, so if we make a explode view, as we can see here now, it's separated object, as we can see. Next, let's make a Vellum configure class to give it the class constraint first. Then let's see what we have here. Vellum constraint. Let's see what we have here now. Attached to domain. Okay, stitch point. Let's see the stitch point. So let's make to see what we have here so far. Let's get this up a little bit like this. Let's make a torus. Okay, let's make it a radius, something like that. Let's make it up a little bit and let's insert it here as a collider. Let's make a Vellum solver. So let's hit play to see what we have here so far. As we can see, it made if we check the stitch point, as we can see, it make a stitch point in every point we have. So basically it connects between those different object, plus trying to connect every point with each other. Okay, so we don't want that. We just want to connect a different object together only, between this point and this point and this point and this point. We don't need inside points, right? So how can we do this? Here we have a group called new point, which is the point that created new after it make the fracture. Okay, so if we go here and simply, it's supposed to be primitive, let's choose point and choose points. So the geometry and the target geometry will be also point because it's in the point. Those three are points, attribute point. So let's hit back to see what we have here so far. Yeah, so as we can see now, it made points only in the edge. It don't make any point inside, right? So let's hit play to see what we have here so far. So as we can see now, it make a different point together, as we can see. So I think this basically a stitch. It just make a stitch between different point. Okay, it don't weld it, it just make a stitch, and we can control it, of course. It's stiffness, stretch stiffness. Maybe if I make 0.01, it will have more stretch. If we check here, yeah, as we can see here now, all the points are here. Some of them are broken. Actually, it don't broke because we didn't allow to broke it, just stretch. So we can, if we want to break it, we can hit choose break. So the threshold, maybe it will be 0.5. Let's see again, hit play to see. Yeah, and maybe we can choose stretch stiffness. Okay, maybe stretch distant. like this one. Maybe I'll make it 1.1. Yeah, as we can see, all of them are break. Some of them start to break, as we can see, and then they are all break. So basically this is the stitch point. We can use this method as well to use it in another method here, but instead of using stitch point, let's choose another one, which is weld point. Okay, for now I'll leave it for primitive, and here will be primitive, and I will delete this one, and I will delete this one. Okay, so let's see what we have here so far. So as we can see, no more constraint. As we can see, it's all become just one piece. As we can see here, it's all become one piece. So basically, if we want to make a weld, not a stitch, weld meaning it weld every point together. Okay, so if we check here, take the number of the point. Yeah, so as we can see, it's only just one point. It doesn't add new point, or it doesn't add no, I think they add 2 points on each other, as we can see here, but they deal with it as it's just 1 point. Also it inherit, let's say this piece has a different stiffness than this piece, so basically it inherit the stiffness of this point to this point, so when the simulation happen, both will look the same. Okay, so let's see what the weld point. Let's see the weld point first. Pin to top. Yeah, here is the weld. Yeah, so as we can see now, it weld everything. If we, for example, add a Vellum post product process, and let's see what we have here so far. Okay, so if we didn't apply weld, as we can see the light here, light here is cut it, as we can see, from this point to, from this piece to this piece. But if we apply weld, as we can see, it become like one piece of just one piece of cloth, right? And also we can give it a loop, maybe, to give it more point, make subdivide. So basically this is the weld. Just connect 2 points together on each other and deal as if, behave with it like they are only one point. Okay, and also it has a break point, same thing. Maybe if I give a 0.05, as we can see here, the point, the weld point, we can check it like from here. I think those are the point, the weld point. Okay, so yeah, next let's see what we have. After that, what else? Yeah, we have a glue. Okay, we will take the same. I'm not lazy, but since it's the same thing, we can use the same. Let's see the glue. As we can see here, the glue, make glue for different parts, but let's see if we have a glue here. Weld, we don't need a weld. Group into, okay, we don't have a glue. I don't see any glue. Glue, no, there is no glue. Okay, let's hit play. So basically it make a glue from different objects, but I think we have to be more specific again. As we can see, it make a glue, but yeah, the glue actually it's inside, it's random, so same thing, we have to tell it make a glue from this point, this group to this group. So as we can see, I started to make a group, but it's break fast. And also in the glue, it has more option. For example, we have min search distance. We can, as we can see here, now we can start to increase the search distance. We can increase max search distance. Yeah, this is the minimum, this is the maximum. And also max search point, we can increase more point. And this method, nearest forest, yeah, so it's basically it's glue for point and near constraint per point. How many constraint would we want to make per point? Maybe 2, maybe 3. Detach object chance, meaning in pressure some object will detach depending on the force, and detach point chance, also points can detach. So let's see what we have here so far. Yeah, the glue is weak, so maybe we can make it like this. Yeah, and also because we choose the breaking, yeah, that's why it's cut it. And also I think here I forget and I left it breaking. Yeah, that's why it was always break very fast. This is the weld, I think. Yeah, okay, let's go back here again and check again. So basically the glue is working. It just make a different glue constraint between those groups that we choose, right? So the glue has many use. We can also use it for let's see another use of glue. Maybe I will choose a torus like this, and let's make a little smaller. Yeah, like this. Let's make a little up like this, and let's make a vellum green, configure green, create point, and let's reduce this number, maybe like this. Next, let's it's already a glue, so now it needs a vellum solver. Let's escape, let's go back, let's use this vellum solver, and let's choose a vellum a ground position. Let's hit play to see what's happening. As we can see, they will all running everywhere. But let's make a glue between those points. So if we make a vellum constraint like this, now we have a glue. But before we have a glue, we must choose the glue. Let's hit play. Yeah, it actually has a glue. think we can control it if we increase a sub step, maybe 5. Let's see what we have so far again. Yeah, so basically the glue, as we can see, make the points or sphere not flying everywhere. So even we can make more points like 2, so we'll have more constraint. I think there is a constraint, but I'm not sure why it's not seeing. Okay, so let's add a cluster here. I think the cluster must be in this one. Yeah, so basically let's check the cluster here. Cluster, yeah, so let's choose the cluster. Yeah, as we can see the cluster now like this. Iteration, let's make the cluster maybe 50, so we have more cluster as we can see. And in the glue as well, we can choose glue cluster, glue search by cluster attribute. So it will search for attribute called cluster, and since we have it, so it will make only the glue inside every cluster group. Every point has the same cluster attribute. It will make a glue between them. So if we check here spreadsheet, let's check for the cluster, hide all, show only cluster. Yeah, so as we can see here, every point have the same cluster group has the same value of the cluster. So all these points 0, 1, 2, 3, all these points will have glue between them, okay, but not between other points that has different cluster value. Okay, so let's see if we can see this here. Yeah, so let's check again. I'm not sure why it give me at the point. Okay, yeah, so let's check it again one more time. Yeah, well, I think it max distance, max search distance.